Jack again with Family Tradition Treestands. We've been around since 1992. We've owned the company for about 20 years now. And because we've got unique designs in the industry, we get the same questions over and over, it seems like. So it's a variation of the exact same questions. And because of that, they're easy to answer. And then this week happened, and somebody called out of the blue, and he had a question that blew my mind because nobody's ever asked it in 20 years. I answer every phone call, every email, exhibit at the shows. I'm the guy talking to customers. Never happened, and it was mind-blowing, and I was so happy. He asked me the first thing out of the gate, he says, how do your stands stay on the tree? And I thought, Jesus, there's ratchet straps like everybody else. What a weird question. And he says, no. Once it's on the tree, what prevents it from sliding on the tree? I can't tell from any videos or photographs on your website. I can't tell why it doesn't move. And I thought, God, again, what a great question. So here is what our solution to that was. These are the spike plates that go on every ladder stand that we produce. This spike plate is unique. It's not a V configuration like all of our competitors. It's straight across, so it accommodates any size tree, any diameter. But it's flat stock steel when we're using this in the press and making the part, and this is the drop. This is the drop that comes off of it. And so Damon Furlong, when he started the company back in '92, the guy is a design genius. He was very brilliant in the designs that he used and not letting any waste accumulate. He used everything, and his process was great. So this is the drop, and there's 3 triangles on this. So you just break these triangles off, and then they're welded onto the back of the stand. So there's going to be 2 on the foot platform, 2 parallel with the seat, and 1 underneath there. So there's going to be 5 total, and they're digging into the tree. We're using these very beefy ratchet straps. 3,300 pound breaking strength ratchet straps are standard with all of our products. These are 80 inches, camouflage nylon webbing on there. These are the best in the industry. We get these custom made for us in Ohio to our specifications, which is that 3,300 pound. And there's nothing like them in the industry. They're very unique, very high end, and they're quite expensive, frankly. But we sit there and say, geez, why would you go cheap on a ratchet strap of all things? That's what straps your butt to the tree. That's crazy to go cheap on those things. Tons of you guys, you all know this. You're going out there, if you care at all, you're going out and replacing what came standard, and we think it's crazy to sell you a product where you have to go buy a higher quality component to make it right. So these are standard. So between those things, those triangles on the back and the strength of our ratchet straps, once they dig into the tree, you can't get this thing to move. It's almost impossible to get it to shift or move in any fashion at all. But he ends up saying, so that's one question, that's the easy question, and now I've got another question. The biggest thing that concerns me on hang-on stands is the rubber-coated cables that everybody uses in the industry. He said that he'd had a couple of friends where the cable had actually broke on them and they had to utilize a safety harness to ensure that they didn't fall to the ground. And nobody wants to ever have to use a safety harness. And let's face it, those rubber-coated cables are standard in the industry. Some of them aren't even rubber-coated, I suppose. But they're standard in the industry. Everybody uses them. They're cheap, they're light, and that's why everybody uses them. They're trying to hold the cost down and keep them lighter. And so we're on the opposite end of the spectrum. We are not trying to be portable. That market is cornered with aluminum products. They've been out there for decades. Lone Wolf invented the category, and they're great at what they do. We're on the opposite end of the spectrum. You're never going to put our stuff on your back and hump it in and out every day. We're primarily a line of tree stands that's built for landowners, leaseholders, people that aren't moving their stuff around every single day. So anyway, as far as the rubber-coated cables, we're using 3,300 pound breaking strength chain on our stuff. It's rubber-coated chain, so you're going to get obviously 2, 1 on each side. And these things, they're not light and they're not cheap. And so, but they're more or less indestructible. I don't want to say everything can always break at any time. I have to say that for legal reasons. But it's 3,300 pound breaking strength chain. I mean, it's a significant difference in safety between this and a cable. And we all know that. So that does add some weight and some cost to it, of course. Just like the ratchet straps add some cost to it. But we've got a solution for the weight part of it at least. So we throw into every box 25 foot of rope, comes standard with everything, and a T-handle. So what you're going to do with this T-handle is screw it into the tree, and we've incorporated a steel plate right underneath the chair, and it's got a slotted groove on it. So you screw that into the tree, put it right there on the stand, and that way it's hands-free. You don't have to hold on to the stand anymore while you're putting the 2 ratchet straps in place. If you've ever hung a ratchet strap, or I'm sorry, if you've ever hung a tree stand, a ladder hang-on stand, you know you've done the death dance. You're putting your leg around the tree, you're holding on to the stand, putting a ratchet strap on there, you're trying to do this horrible dance up in the tree that's, frankly, it's unsafe. You always have to have your harness on, of course, but it still makes your parts pucker while you're doing it. And so with our system, you just haul it up, throw it on the T-handle, easy peasy, you put the ratchet straps on, it's easy. The other thing I'd like to say is that we do use grade 8 bolts on everything that we have. Every tree stand, it's all standard equipment to have grade 8 bolts, nylon lock nuts. The only exception is on the shooting rail of our ladder stands. The connection on the back, the pivot point, is not grade 8, but it's not a load-bearing option. It's not anywhere that should bear a load, so that's not a big deal. So grade 8 bolts, nylon lock nuts, very beefy ratchet straps, 25-foot rope, the T-handle, 3,300 pound braking strength, chain on there, rubber-coated chain, spikes in the back to dig into the tree. We also use galvanized steel. We order our tubing right from the tube mill, and we're using round stock as opposed to square that everybody else in the industry uses. Round is inherently stronger than square stock, and we're having a layer of galvanizing added on there during the tubing process. So that's a terrific layer of rust protection on there, and then we powder coat it. Paint is down here. Powder coating is always going to be better than paint, and ours is even better than normal powder coating. It's up here because we add texture into the powder at great expense. It's custom mixed to our specifications, again, just like everything else we seem to do. So what that does actually, by adding the texture in there, it makes the layer of powder coating that much thicker, that much harder to scratch it. And even if you do scratch it, you've got that layer of galvanized underneath there. So there's 2 layers of terrific rust protection on all of our products. I suppose that everybody in the industry says the same thing. We've got the best tree stands on the market. We really do believe that we've got the best out there. We've got the longevity because of the materials that we're using. We've got the strength because of what we choose to use on the materials. The comfort of our hand-webbed seats. These things are hand-webbed in our shop. It's a very laborious process, but these are very comfortable. They dry quick after a rain or after a snow. Strength, comfort, safety, longevity. I mean, we really think that we have everything that a hunter could possibly want in a tree stand line, and the HDHO is no exception to that. So we really would love it if you gave us a shot in any of our product line, because we know that once we can get you that first stand, you're going to be a customer for life. You'll join the family. Our repeat business is off the charts. It's unbelievable. It's been very gratifying over all these 20 years to get that brand new customer and then get them that same year, the next year. We just keep selling to the same people, and the circle grows from him. So we'd love it if you gave us a shot, and we really appreciate you watching the video.